Japan Dyno, the best of Japan to you. Howdy, this is Andy of Japan Dyno, and I have for you an HKS super sequential blow-off valve made by the HKS company here in Japan. HKS, a famous tuning and performance company. The super sequential blow-off valve on a fairly universal flange. The flange can be used with many different vehicles. This particular flange used on the S14, S15 Silviers, or the Evolution, Mitsubishi Evolution vehicles, and many others. So a very common flange and a universal blow-off valve. If the flange can be adapted to suit your vehicle, it will work with your vehicle. The valve, an adaptable and adjustable type blow-off valve. Run through some further shots. Close-up of the valve here. Again, a close-up of the flange. You can see the flange there. And the HKS instructions. The fitting instructions are for the BH5 Legacy, although the flange does not appear to be the specific BH5 Legacy flange. The original blow-off valve was intended for the BH5 Legacy, although the valve is adjustable type. We can see here a shot from the side, an adjustable type blow-off valve. The screw-in adjuster for the spring in the back here. So a diaphragm type blow-off valve. Diaphragm runs through the center here. Boost pressure pushes on the diaphragm. The intermanifold vacuum pulls on the diaphragm. When the two pressures are enough to overcome the spring, it will pull back on the spring, releasing little sequential bursts by pulling the piston here through the trumpet, little sequential bursts of boost, creating that very distinctive HKS super sequential sound. So a sequential blow-off valve, as it moves sequentially against the spring, with the diaphragm through the center, spring there, the spring housing, this area here, the spring housing, the adjuster bolt and nut. So by winding in and out the nut, the tension on the spring is adjusted and then held in place with the locking nut there. So the HKS super sequential blow-off valve, as you can see, in great tidy condition. A few little marked scratches, as you can see, around the item, but in good working order. And closer shot there, and the other side. So the HKS logo on the top there, and the diaphragm housing, spring housing, the main piston that runs through the center, the trumpet there from which the sound emanates, and the back adjuster bolt locking nut, and the nipple that leads to the inner manifold vacuum. And the back of the unit, a better look at the spring housing there. So the diaphragm housing around this area here, spring housing here, locking nut and adjuster bolt, and the inner manifold nipple there. From the front, we have that very distinctive HKS super sequential look with the little piston there. So when the piston moves sequentially, it pulls back and allows boost to squeeze around the edge of this little piston here, creating that very distinctive HKS super sequential sound. So an HKS super sequential blow-off valve made in Japan, from Japan, by the HKS company. Thank you. In order to serve you better, we have our website at www.japandyno.com, as well as our blog, the Japan Dyno Daily Fix, where we feature items of special interest. Look forward to seeing you there.